Each one of us can build wealth, replace scarcity with abundance, replace average with greatness, replace uncertainty with conviction. Success is there for the taking. Small business owners, entrepreneurs, startups, and the ambitious. Grant Cardone tells you what you have to do to prosper in this new economy. He'll inform you in everything business, finance, and career related. Get ready. Find the knowledge for your success. It's all here, right now, in the Cardone Zone.
On your plexiglass, I'm snapping back up on your station. Keep style elevated, you feeling this sensation. To a higher zone, you are the alone.
Hey, welcome, Grant Cardone. You're in the Cardone Zone today, Tuesday? We got a Tuesday, every Tuesday, 1 o'clock in Miami Beach, beautiful Miami Beach. I come to you to talk about your money, your finances, your career. Where are you going to find your money? Once you get some, what do you do with it? If you're short on it, why? Man, I'm starting to sound like Michael Burt. He was in this morning. I'm starting to have that cadence that cat's got. He talks kind of in reverse. Check him out, Michael Burt, Coach Mike Burt, right? CoachMichaelBurt.com. Check the cat out. He's cool. Where's your money? Where's your money at? There's an article, income inequality is higher in demographic districts than Republican ones. You hear that? Okay. Now, I'm not very political. I vote for myself, my family, and my company. That's how I vote. I vote for myself, my family, and my company. Bloomberg Business Week reports, excellent magazine, by the way, online. Income inequality is higher in demographic districts. People that vote demographic, Tucson, Miami, I don't know, what else is demographic? Democratic. You know, if I can make it, anybody can make it. Damn, if a damn redneck hick like me can make it, anybody can make it. I had a C- average. Last year I had a D, okay? Just wasn't paying attention. Maybe because they didn't get my attention. I don't know. Maybe I'm just unintelligent. But I'm in America, baby, where you can make it no matter who you is, who you are, how you talk. Look, I got a best-selling book that's got grammatical errors in it. So this is the free land, baby, if you push hard enough. But here's some things, man. You want to get it set up to where you got the best chances going for you. You people that live in these Democratic districts, you're getting freaking killed, okay? I know the people that you vote for talk about how they're going to take care of you and how they're going to help you and how they're going to take care of this and do that, and they're going to feed you and sponsor you and support you and love you and take care of the kiddies and educate you. Dude, your chances of doing well in these districts are almost impossible. Okay, so I don't care how you vote. This is the Cardone Zone. I'm not talking about politics today. I'm talking about your money. I'm talking about your career. I'm talking about your opportunities. And the proof is in the pudding, baby. Just go check it out. Bloomberg Business Week. Joshua Green, Eric Chemi talk about the folks at Bloomberg Rankings drawing on U.S. Census data. This isn't some political scam. This is the U.S. Census data. This is people like me and you that took the time to fill out a census data form, which I didn't. I'm not in this. They've measured the level of inequality. It's called the Gini coefficient. Don't even know what that means. Don't know that I need to know. I just need to know where I got to go. You feeling me? I got to know where I need to go. Look, I've moved from Lake Charles, Louisiana to Houston, Texas to San Diego to Los Angeles to Miami. And that doesn't count my real estate investments, which have been San Diego, Charlotte, Austin, now Florida. And I'll keep moving. Why? Because I'm nimble, baby. Because I'm worried about my money, okay? I'm focused on my money, and you should be too. You can't get stuck. 435 U.S. congressional districts were measured by the Census Bureau, which was picked up by Bloomberg. It's a fascinating list. It reveals all sorts of, unbelievable, interesting things, okay? 32, check it out, 32. I mean, if you want the odds in your favor, if you're going to play blackjack, or a roulette wheel, man, if you could get some insight to how this thing's going to land, black, am I going to get a 21? Do I get a blackjack here? You'd load up your bet. Look, there's some statistics out there that would indicate where you want to go. 32 of 35 districts where inequality is the greatest are represented by Democratic, can't even say it. You know, I might have my kids grow up to be Democrats just to have people like them. Oh, that's so wrong. I stole that from Kanye. Okay, so check it out. 32 of 35 districts in the United States have the highest inequality in the country, and they're Democrat. The very same group of people that talk about, environmental stuff and, let people do whatever they want, and health care and feed and take care of, and they're going to save the world and they're going to save the middle class. Dude, the only thing you know for sure about politicians is the more they talk about taking care of the middle class, the worse the middle class gets. The districts spread across the country from the Northeast to the Southeast. There's no getting away from it. West to South, Midwest. I wish I'd have known this in college, man. Look, if you want to vote Democrat, that's one thing. But don't live where they live, because you got a chance that you're going to have income inequality hit you. Now, why do Democrats dominate this list? I don't know why. Don't know that I need to dig into it. I just know I need to stay away from it. So if I'm an engineer and I'm looking for a job, I'm probably not going to Tucson. I'd go to Phoenix, because Phoenix is going to they're going to probably vote Republican, and Tucson is going to vote Democratic. Okay, doesn't matter how you vote to me. Just go for your family. For your family, I want you to vote selfish. There's the Democrat Party, the Republican Party, and then there's your family party, the Cardone Party, okay? Now, look, if you don't care about your damn family enough, vote for my family, okay? I told my mom that. My mom was, basically, I was brought up Democrat, okay? I was brought up in the Kennedy years. And maybe that was a time when, people actually did get taken care of. I don't know. But I was brought up Democrat. And then when I started making a little money, my mom's still doing the Democrat thing, and now we got Clinton in there, and Clinton's doing his deal, and he's promised everybody housing. 10 years later, we have a housing crunch because too many people got houses. And today I'm looking, I got a little money. I want to protect my money. I'm going to tell you right now, I vote Republican to protect my money. I don't want higher taxes. I'll move away to get away from I lived in Los Angeles, completely Democrat, but I was making money. As soon as they start trying to take it from me, I move. That's why I'm talking to you a bit today. Your career, your money, not politics, your finances. If there's income inequality, why stack the deck against yourself, man? Why go someplace where the deck is stacked, where you got less than a 50% chance of winning? When we come back from break, we're going to talk about what some of those places are. Is your city Democratic? Is it Democratic or just cracked? Maybe it's Democratic. Is it Republican? Does it matter to you? Do you know? Do you know how much people like Nancy Pelosi's making? What if I told you Nancy Pelosi was one of the richest congresspeople in the country? Okay? Some of these Democrats that talk about, I want to take care of everybody, are worth hundreds and hundreds of millions. Stay with me. When I come back from break, I'm going to tell you who they are. I'm going to tell you where to go to get your money right. This is Grant Cardone in the Cardone Zone. Stay right here.
New York Times bestselling author and self-made multimillionaire entrepreneur Grant Cardone has partnered with the Hard Rock Hotel to bring you the Work Hard, Play Hard 10X Your Life at Riviera Maya, Mexico. Reward yourself as you play hard at this all-inclusive luxury experience, and you'll work hard participating in 4 one-hour sessions from June 22nd through June 27th with Grant Cardone himself. These unique seminars were created to help you learn to 10x your finances, 10x your social media, 10x your business, and 10x your life. All in the unparalleled paradise of the Hard Rock Hotel in Riviera Maya, Mexico. Visit 10xseminar.com to book your 10x experience now. For rates as low as $3.99 per night, seminars, meals, and beverages are included. See Grant live at his seminars each day and catch him at the Hard Rock Riviera Maya Resort as he's enjoying it right along with you. Stop settling. 10x your finances, reach your dreams, 10x your business, and 10x your life. Take action and go to 10xseminar.com now to book your 10x experience at the Hard Rock Hotel Riviera Maya.
Welcome back, Grant Cardone. You're in the Cardone Zone. Hashtag Cardone Zone. You can tweet your question to me at Grant Cardone. You probably know my Twitter handle by now. I've been trying to blow up my wife's Twitter handle because she's been promising me sex if I get her 10,000 followers. She's at Elena Cardone. You can see what I'll sell out for, okay? All you guys know. Last night was a long night because I didn't get her there. We're talking about your money today. We're talking about your money, your finances, and I'm suggesting to you that you go where the money's at, okay? Look, I've been willing to move. It's uncomfortable moving. Moving's one of the most uncomfortable things a person, a family can do. It rates highest on the list. And whether you're a Democrat or a Republican or whether you don't care, okay? Look, you just need some information. You need to get the deck stacked in your favor because it's the game of economics and finances and money is clearly hard enough for too many people. I know my mom was one of them, and we were brought up just to kind of scrap by, worry about it all the time, clipping coupons, scared to death, don't know what's coming, what's going, how long it'll last. That's the middle class, man. I just described the middle class. The middle class is this: don't know what's coming, don't know what's going, squeezing what's going out, because I don't know what's coming, and I don't know how any of it's going to last. And that there's this concept of scarcity. And then, I was brought up to believe that the Democrat Party was the ones protecting us, and the Republicans were the thieves. So just so you know the stats, okay, here's the numbers. If you want to be poor in this country, your best chances of being poor are to live in Democratic districts. If you want to be in poor, if you want the deck stacked in your favor to be poor, live where they vote Democratic. Okay? 55% of the people that make less than $100,000 a year in this country vote Democratic. 43% of the people that make less than $100,000 a year vote Republican. Now, I don't know about you, but look, when I was 25 years old, I wanted to be rich. Period. I'll tell you right now, I want to get rich now. I want to get richer. I want to have rich friends. On the weekend, I don't want to have to pick up the bill. And when the bill comes, if I got to pick it up, if we're all throwing black cards in a hat and we're saying, hey, whoever gets picked the black card, that's who pays. I don't want it to hurt if I got to pay. I want my friends to have money. I want my neighbors to have money. I want everybody around me to be rich. Okay. I like that idea. Hate me if you want to. Hit me on Twitter before you leave, though. Say, I hate Grant Cardone. He's a rich white guy. But the facts are the facts, okay? Those people that make over $100,000, 47% voted Democrat and 52% voted Republican. Now, the point I was making earlier was this. Look, just tell me how you got rich. I'm gonna duplicate it. Tell me what you eat. Tell me where you hang out. Tell me the music you listen to. You show me that I could be a rapper out of Compton, okay? You show me that plan, dude, and I'm telling you, I'm going NWA, baby. I'm going there, okay? I'm ready to go. Just you need to know the facts, man. Where are your chances better? Check this out. 7 of the 10 richest members of Congress. 7 of the 10 richest members of Congress. Do you think they're Democrat or Republican? Huh? What you think? I tell you what you think. You think they're Republicans. You think they're a bunch. I just said, who are the richest Republicans? And the first image you get is a bunch of white-headed white people, right? Check it out. 7 of the 10 richest members of Congress are Democrats. This is according to Responsive Politics. Mark Warner, Democrat from Virginia, $418 million. Jared Polis, Colorado, $326 million. John DeLandy, Maryland, $244 million, quarter billy. Scott Peters, California, $200 million. Nancy Pelosi, what do you think Nancy's worth? Huh? $175 million. Oh, Nancy. $175 million won't make you pretty, baby. Okay? I know a witch when I see one, and she's dangerous. John D. Rockefeller, Republican or Democrat? Anybody know? A Democrat, $140 billion. His family used to be the richest in the country. So my question to you is this, and I'm going to take Vince, the caller from Virginia. Are you thinking for yourself? Okay? And I'm going to ask you that question and then ask you to answer this one. Where do you live? Did you decide that or did somebody else decide that? For me, I grew up in Lake Charles, Louisiana. Why? Because that's where my mommy and daddy had me. Okay. I went to Catholic church because that's where mommy and daddy went to church. I did what mommy and daddy did. My mommy and daddy believed I should get an education, so I went and spent 5 years getting one and wasted 5 years getting one. Bottom line, okay, I wasted 5 years getting one. If I wasn't going to be a neurosurgeon, okay, or some astronaut, dude, there was no reason for me to go to college and borrow money and waste 5 years just to be a salesperson. Have you picked where you're going to live? Right now, where you're living, you're a grown-up now. You're 20 years old. You're 18 years old. Hey, I got my boy Warren Castle down in the Caribbean, 14 years old. When's he going to make a decision whether he's going to stay in the Caribbean or he's a free individual that can go anywhere he wants? Because I tell you where I'm going. Life is tough enough. I'm going where the money's at. Okay, I want the money. Vince from Virginia, talk to me, man.
Hey, Graham, man, I'm so excited to talk to you. Just real quick, let me just say I got your book, Sell or Be Sold, a couple weeks ago.
Oh, good.
And I have gone from someone who hated the idea of sales to just wanting to be the most extreme salesman on the planet. So I'm totally pumped. I love watching you. I'm
good, dude. Have you closed any deals since you got on the book?
I'm working on it. I've got a couple right now, and it kind of leads into my question, actually.
All right.
It's kind of it's interesting on your topic. I'm actually located right outside of Washington, D.C.
Yeah, man, all the money in the damn country is going to Washington, D.C. It's like in the last 7 or 8 years, every dollar, like that place went from being, I don't know, maybe 8th or 9th or 10th in the country to number 1 in the country for income.
Yeah, it's insane. And so I know there's a great opportunity there. Now, the other interesting thing is most of the money that's here is all government jobs.
Yeah, right. And it's thieves. So you almost have to be a thief, and you got to be connected to get any of the money.
Right. So I'm a kitchen designer, and I came across a great opportunity to work out of a studio and make some great opportunity to make great money and sell a lot. The thing that's interesting is twofold. One, in this area, it's interesting because when the government, they go through these recessions and things, even though there is a lot of money, people clamp down really hard because they don't know if their job is going to be there or what their job security is.
Okay, so I'm gonna interrupt you right now, dude, because I know where you're going. First of all, if you're in Washington D.C. right now and you're having trouble with people that they're concerned about their jobs, you're going after the wrong clientele. You need to go to the high end. Go to the high end and go for the margin, okay? You need to go for margin. There's no reason to live in one of the richest cities in America and try to compete at the mid-level. You want to go to the high-end level, okay? The harder they are to get to, the harder people are to get in front of, the easier they are to close. The harder somebody is to, if somebody will see you easily, they probably don't have any money. If it's easy to get them in your casino, okay? Yeah. They're not going to spend any money, dude. It's harder to get the guy from China that's a whale to get on a plane to fly over here. But once you get him in there, it's going to be a payday. You understand? So what I want you to do is I want you to relook at your business. You're out there making sales calls. Look, it's a lot of energy making that sales call, getting in front of the right person, pitching the right person, getting their attention, and then selling something. What I want you to do is I want you to increase your prices. I want you to be the best. I want you to, you don't even have to be the best in your field, dude. I just want you to demand the highest price in your field. You don't even need to have any background to do it. You don't even need to support it with facts. $75 million, and all she's been doing is hanging around the money for this many years. Vince, thanks for calling the show. Thanks for being a believer in Sell or Be Sold. Thanks for being a salesperson. Now what I want you to do is just increase your margins. If you have a question, call into 305-865-8668, 305-865-8668. This is Grant Cardone. You're in the Cardone Zone. Stay with me. Stay with me.
Those people not satisfied with good? If you're at $100 and want to go to $100,000, or if you're at $1 million and want to achieve $10 million, it's time to change your game. When are you going to make the move? If you want more freedom, if you want more choices in your life, then Grant Cardone's MP3 Game Changer package is for you. It's the 10X rule. The Rules of Success and Sell or Be Sold was narrated by Grant Cardone himself. Learn to go from nothing to everything, from being unknown to being known worldwide. Grant wants you to have your freedom and to achieve your highest potential. A $700 value on sale now for $179.99. Grant Cardone came from nothing and is now a multi-millionaire. The information contained in this package got him there. You need the tools, the inspiration, the guidance, and the technique to achieve your potential. Order now at grantcardone.com/game changer. That's grantcardone.com/game changer. Always be moving forward. Find your freedom and your opportunity. Order your Game Changer MP3 package today.
Hey, welcome back. Grant Cardone in the Cardone Zone. Quinita Fagan, also Q-Swerve, on Twitter says, I strategically live in Texas. Where do you live? Who decided where you're going to live? Would you move to get more opportunity? Think about it. She's listening to the show. RJ Grimshaw, the harder it is to get in front of someone, he says, the easier it is to sell them. No doubt about it. Motorbike TV says, yep, in a heartbeat, I'd move for more money. Who else we have here? Vera Emma says, where do you live? Would you move to get more opportunity? Think about it. Look, this is what I'm telling you to do. Most of the country won't move. You act like you're in cement, a parking lot. You act like you're a car with no gas in it. Look, man, you're a spiritual being. You can go anywhere you want. Grant, I don't have the money. You broke wherever you are. There you go. I'm broke. What's it matter if you move some other place? The people that are around you ain't helping you. Okay, if you're broke where you're at and you've been there your whole life, dude, you got to leave. Come on. Okay, here's my points for you. Number one, I want you to make money important starting today. I want you to make money important. That doesn't mean you go to your boss and say, I need more money. You need to make money important to you. Number two, you need to follow the money. No matter where you're at, you must follow the money. Is it in your company? Where is the money in the company? If you're in shipping in the company and there's no money coming through shipping, you need to do your shipping job and go find the money in the company. Otherwise, you're just going to be a shipper. Number three, I want you to be nimble. Be willing to move departments, be willing to move cities, be willing to move to another country. I've told my wife when we moved to Miami, dude, this might not be our last move. And the next one might not be in the U.S. of A. Part of living here is about being free. Free to live wherever I want to live. So, like, if I leave the U.S. and you guys start hating on me, he took from this country. I didn't take anything from this country, dude. I went and got everything I could. And if it wasn't here, it would have been some other place. Okay, number four, I want you to demand the dough. One way to start with that is to come see me June 22nd to the 27th. I'm going to be at the Riviera Maya in Mexico. Cancun, baby. Flying into Cancun, hit the white sandy beaches, and every day I'm going to spend one afternoon working on, actually we're going to do it in the morning so you can spend the afternoon in the sun. We're going to spend time on how do you 10X your social media, 10X your brand, 10X your business, 10X your money. How do you get your family together? I want you to bring your spouse and your kids with you, and I'm taking care of room, food, beverages, seminars, time with me, time with Coach Michael Burt, who's supposed to be coming by here today. I'm taking care of everything for $3.99 a night. You pay the Hard Rock, I give you everything else. I'm shoving it in, baby. I'm betting on you. If you're a 10Xer and you can figure out how to leave your little town and leave your little job and convince your little spouse to get on a plane with your little kiddies. Now look, if you can't figure all that out, don't come hang with me. I'm just keeping it real, okay? Because the players, the ballers, the guys that get it done, figure it out. Look, if Nancy Pelosi can figure out how to put $175 million worth of net worth together, come on, man. If she can figure it out, anybody can figure it out. What did she do? She got close to the money, close to the power, and built her, and says whatever she's got to say. Now, I can't do that. I'll never be a politician because I got too big a mouth. But I can be successful. Okay, I can be successful because in this country, it doesn't matter where you came from, what your zip code was, what your business is. Look at Dr. Dre, man. First Billy rapper ever in the history of rappers. Okay, Compton, raised by his mommy, just like I was, did what he loved. Here's a cat that did what he loved. But there's a lot of rappers doing what they love. There's a lot of ball players doing what they love, and they never make any bank. He got great at his game, okay? He quit just selling records and being a rapper on stage. He quit commoditizing himself just for that hour on for the $100,000 or $1 million he got for showing up. He founded NWA. I can't even say that on the radio. What it mean? NWA. My wife said, you don't even know what NWA means. I said, like New World Extravaganza? I don't know. Brainchild of Eazy-E started taking on talent. He started investing in other talent. What did he do? He started buying time. Okay, he's obviously studying rich people. He's studying white people. You got to study. If you want to learn about money, baby, you got to study white people. Can't be a racist, can't be a Democrat, can't be a Republican. You got to be interested in the money, man. Where's it at? How do I get it? Am I nimble? Eminem, he took on Eminem, white guy. Took on 50 Cent, black guy, because he don't care. He a green guy. He did a deal with Interscope founder Jimmy Levine. I think Jimmy's a Jew. What does he care, dude? He don't care. Hooked up with the Carlyle Group, bunch of white people a year ago, invested $500 million in his company. A year later, they're going to take it public to Apple, okay? Hey, I got Robert Wiseman on the phone. Robert, what's up, buddy?
What's going on, Grant? Man, I like that about if you're broke, why you might as well be broke anywhere. I always wondered, like, when you're in New York or somewhere, you see like the people living on the street. It's winter, man. Like, if I'm going to live in the street, I'm going to live in Los Angeles streets, Miami streets.
Yeah,
where the weather's nice.
Yeah, where do you live, man?
Shit. I live in Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania.
Wait, don't tell me your town's called Hypocrite.
No, but you know what?
Hypocrite, Pennsylvania. Why you live there, man? Dude, let me ask you something. I'm going to put you on the spot.
I'm going to tell you why. Yeah, I know. Go ahead.
Why do you live there?
Well, because I'm kind of in a strange situation, but I know you're going to tell me I could get out of this. But I am separated and divorced, and I have 2 kids, and I've explained this to you before, Grant. They're 8 and 5. If I left and I came to Miami or I came to L.A., like the places I really genuinely would like to be, I don't have them. You know what I mean? Or I take them from their mom.
Yeah.
Which what kind of person is that? So I could make $40 million a month and I wouldn't be happy. And it still comes down to there is no success without being happy.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's just, I'm with you, dude. I understand. You got an 8-year-old and a 5-year-old. Yeah. But you could figure it out. Look, if your life, if your future depended, if the future of your kids and your wife or your ex-wife and your life depended on you making a move, would you move?
All right. Well, that's a different story.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you do what you have to in the end.
I mean, you know how many people stayed in Detroit, dude?
Oh, forget it. Yeah, but some
about 30% of the people stayed there. They're like, I'm sticking it out. Stick and stay is bound to pay. Yeah, for Donald Sterling's wife.
I bet you Eminem doesn't live in Detroit anymore.
No, I bet he doesn't.
Yeah, no doubt. So listen, so I wanted to say something while I was on hold that I never really ever said, and I'm going to say that, kind of here I might disagree with you on this, Grant, because I think in today's market, first off, the way that I was taught was create my own economy. So wherever I live, and I don't read the news, I make the news, so I don't know anything about Democrats, Republicans, and all that stuff. So I don't have any comment on that. But I think today's market, there's a whole new, space of entrepreneurship and entrepreneurs out there that with a MacBook Air, a Wi-Fi connection, and a lot of hustle and passion, you can get it. You can make a good living for yourself. Like, you can make things happen. Yeah,
I agree with that, dude. But why live in Pennsylvania?
Well, I mean, if there's circumstances,
Oh yeah, I forgot, man. I forgot. I'm sorry.
That's what I'm saying.
But so look, what? Robert, let's do this then, Robert. Let's do this.
Bigger fish in a smaller pond, baby.
Yeah. What would you tell your kids to do though, dude? Your kids grow up 10 years from now. What are you going to tell them? You going to tell them to take my advice or do what you did?
No. I mean, not at all. But if they have to do what they have to for their kids, it's a different story.
I know. That's why you should have been getting my advice, 8 years ago.
I wasn't. No.
Yeah, you should have been listening to the Gini show. You wouldn't have gotten a damn divorce.
Oh, man, that was pre-G&E show, man. That's a long time ago, man.
You're listening to Robert Wiseman. Hey, how can people find you on Twitter? If there's 2 people out there that agree with you, how would they find you?
Just follow me on Twitter, and you'll find out the biggest mistake was probably my Twitter handle, but it's @YourHyundaiGuy.
Oh,
and
my
everybody,
God,
I don't know
dude.
why you guys don't stop.
Dude,
I
and
don't
you're
know
a
why
branding
you
guy?
guys- Oh, I do, but that was a mistake, and I leave it up there so I can, you know what I mean, help others learn from the mistakes that I had. That's all. But
You're like
check this
Jesus,
out.
huh?
So, exactly, that's it. So I was telling my girlfriend that the other night. So look, I got to, you know, I don't know why any of you guys out there listening do not call in, because look, anytime you call in, man, your audience bubbles up a little bit, man. Grant always throws you a few followers, man.
Yeah. Robert Wiseman. You're listening to Robert Wiseman. His Twitter handle's at your Hyundai guy. At your Hyundai guy, right? So
RobertWiseman.com, IES.
RobertWiseman.com. Check him out, okay? He's a good guy. I was just on the phone today talking to him about podcasts and getting information from him. Thanks, Robert, for calling in. I got Brianna from St. Louis.
Yes.
Brianna?
Hello? Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah. Hang on one second, Brianna. I just had Michael Burt come in. Michael, grab a chair and come sit right next to me. Brianna, what's your question? You got Michael Burt to help us with this, too, and he's just coming in on the show.
Okay, great. I have a couple of questions for you. When it comes to saving versus investing, how do you determine how much of your income to save versus investing? And when it comes to multiple flows of income, what do you think is necessary to have a part of your portfolio?
Okay, well, the first part of this is how much are you saving now?
I'm saving about 25%.
Oh, dude, that's beautiful. I mean, you know, if you could pop it up a little bit, I mean, first of all, you're saving more than 99% of all the people. How much money do you make, though? That'll be the next question.
I'm in sales now, and I'm on pace to make $150.
Okay, so are you going to save 25% of your gross or your net?
Net.
So you're going to save what will you save this year? Maybe $25,000 or less?
25. Yeah, about 27.
Yeah, okay. Good, man. That's awesome. First of all, I want to acknowledge how well you're doing. And you know, what I would try to do now is I would try to put your you actually know how to do two things well. Welcome to the top 5% of the earners in the country, and welcome to the top 1% of the savers in the country.
Thank you.
So,
and Grant, I want to work for you, and I'm coming down to Miami on the 27th, the 26th, and the 27th to meet with you.
Okay, all right. Does my office know about that, or am I finding out about this right now?
Well, you're finding about it. I emailed Jared. I emailed a couple of other people in your company on LinkedIn. And I'm in the process of getting my 60-second video together this weekend. And I'm going to send that over, and then I'll be coming down.
You could have already done the video. Hell, we've been on the radio for 60 seconds already, so you could have already done that.
Well, I want it to be perfect, so I kind of
No, you don't need to be perfect, baby. You need quantity first, okay? Perfect doesn't come until frequency takes place. You agree with that?
Okay.
I do.
So this is Michael Burt. I don't know if he's going to tell you anything. I'm going to tell you to increase your income. You need to find a vehicle. Look, you already got everything it takes. You're successful. You're making money. She's saving money. Obviously, money's important to her. You're making a phone call today.
Yes.
Look, we got to get you in a vehicle where you can make $300,000 a year.
Yeah,
yes, I agree.
Yeah, I think the first step for every person that's out there is they got to build a business that gives them excess cash they can then turn around and reinvest. Because if they're just
I'm in the process of starting. You can follow me on Twitter. You can follow me on Instagram at Play Adult Toys.
Wait, what is it again? Say it again. I didn't get it.
Play Adult Toys.
Clay Adult Toys?
Play Adult Toys.
Adult
like
Toys.
Play. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm in the process of launching that. I have a website launch in June, and that's what I'm looking to do. And that's what I had.
What you looking to do?
Well, I'm looking to sell adult toys.
Okay.
I'm looking to take over that industry, dominate that industry.
Domination in the adult toy business.
And in my opinion, everyone needs real estate and something that has to do with sex, a part of their, portfolio. What do you think, or what is required when it comes to that, or what do you think?
What do I think about sex?
Well,
my show's got some life to it, doesn't
it?
Yes, it does. We got some color, baby.
We got to get Elena to 10,000 Twitter followers so you can.
No kidding.
Get some of that sex.
Yeah. So what do I think, dude? I mean, look, sex is one of the 8, things that people are looking at every day, as well as being a spiritual being, as well as taking care of their bodies, as well as taking care of their kids, taking care of their group, taking care of mankind and this planet. I think it's one interest. Obviously, it's one that people have a lot of attention on, because I don't know that people are creating on a lot of the other I mean, I think about sex a little bit, but not all day long.
Mm-hmm.
I did when I was 20. It didn't pay off.
Yeah, there's a percentage of the population thinks about it a lot, right?
Oh, yeah.
So she's got a big business here.
Yeah, you do. I mean, it's the number one, the number 2 hit websites in the world are sex and relationship and dating sites.
Okay.
So I don't know what you're going to do for me because we don't have a sex department here.
Well, I'm looking to sell for it. I'm confident that I can sell your product.
Dude, I love it. Come on down. I look forward to meeting you, okay? I can't wait to meet you, Brianna. Thank you for calling in. Before we talk to Coach Burt, I want to move to Chris in San Francisco because he's been on hold for a second. Oh, no, Chris is moving to San Francisco. Chris?
Hey, Grant, how you doing?
How you doing? What's your question, my friend?
Yes, my question is, I live in Cincinnati, and the big issue here is I'm not making any money here.
Yeah.
I'm not happy here, and I want to move somewhere where there's more opportunity.
Okay. Why you want to go to San Fran?
Yes, sir.
Why do you want to go to San Fran?
Well, because of opportunity and money, and I'm a salesperson, and the sales jobs here in Cincinnati, there's nothing that I'm passionate about, and I have a purpose for it.
Yeah. Okay. Why San Fran, though?
Oh, because I have a friend out there, and I'm also a musician, so there's a lot more opportunities for them as well than here. So that's why.
Okay. What you going to do when you get to San Fran? You speak Mandarin?
No, sir.
You speak Taiwanese?
No, sir.
Well, dude, who you going to talk to?
Great question.
You smoke weed? You smoke weed?
No.
Don't lie, man. Don't lie. I know you musicians got to smoke weed to get creative.
No.
Okay.
No.
You vote Democratic? You'd be right at home.
I did in the past, but I am changing my party affiliate. So. No.
Yeah. You homosexual?
No, absolutely not.
Dude, how you gonna fit in there? You don't speak Mandarin. You don't talk Taiwanese. Okay. You don't smoke weed, and they can't call you flipper. So what the hell you gonna do?
Great question,
Coach Burt.
That's why I called you.
What would you tell this guy to do?
I would tell him probably not to move to San Francisco.
I'm just thinking, right? I mean, common sense.
Yeah, I would tell him, we've been talking about person of interest today.
Yeah.
I would say wherever you are, become the person of interest, the expert other people want a piece of, and then find the opportunity where people value exactly what you do and who would write the largest check for it.
Yeah, I think.
That's what I'm.
Dude, you got to get clear on what your offer is. Because you know what? You can go wandering around. Like a lot of people just wander around as particles in the universe. And they're on this, I don't know what the word is, but when people go off on adventures, and my sister-in-law's like this. She travels around and she wanders around, She's like an ember from a fire. You never know where she's going to land, but what's the purpose? Yeah. Right? Now, you've never moved, have you?
I've never moved. I've lived outside of Nashville almost all of my life.
Yeah. And this guy's done a great job of really taking a stand there and building and growing from that base. But I would expect that you would tell the audience now at what, 37?
37.
That now your interest is in growing globally, right?
Absolutely. Because once you saturate that market, then you got to go out to other markets to expand your deal.
I mean, even Jesus had to leave.
Hey.
They wouldn't even listen to him, right? Yeah, go ahead. Okay. So you're now looking at how to go to Miami. I mean, you're in Miami today talking to me. Like, how can we do something?
Right.
I like that, man. You're willing to go to Mexico and go be at this 4-day event with me, right?
Yes.
Because he wants to get around power players. He wants to get around other people that are growing. So I would just tell the gentleman that wants to go to San Francisco from Cincinnati that's not happy in Cincinnati, not making any money in Cincinnati, like a guy told me, when you go there you go. I mean, you got to change some things internally and get your game on. This is Coach Michael Burt sitting to my right here. He does this. He works with people to be clear about what they need to do to make the transformation and turn transformation into success.
Yeah, actually, until you find that purpose, until you find out what it is you do better than anybody else, what your unique abilities are, what you do is wander.
Yeah.
You just wander around. You end up in job to job. You hate it, and you spend a lot of your time trying to figure this out. So that's a big problem for a lot of people out there.
Let's take OV from India. We are reaching a global market as you sit here, my friend, with me.
I like it.
Okay. UV?
Hey, Grant.
Hey, how you doing, my friend?
I'm great, Grant. First of all, I'd like to thank you a lot for, getting me up on this call. And I'd like to say that the book is truth.
Terrible connection. Hey, UV, you got a terrible connection, buddy. I try calling back when you got a better connection. I can't even hear you, and I know it's not the accent. It's the mobile device. How about Barry from Las Vegas, and then we'll wrap it up.
Grant, what's happening?
How you doing, Barry?
All right, I'll let you know. I'm already following Elena on Twitter for you. So when she finally says just show me a thank you note.
You got it, man. It'll be a sloppy one too.
That's fine with me.
Okay.
Hey, to let you know, there's been income inequality ever since time beginning. Look at Lot. Look at Abraham. Uncle Abraham had the money. Lot didn't have anything, and there was no government entitlements back then. Lot just had to get off his keister and just make a living.
Dude, it's even in the Bible that, look, if you don't get up and push, if you don't get up and work, you will be punished.
I was a registered Republican for 36 years, but with in October, with the way that budget impasse went, I just said to heck with it. I'm now a Tea Party person. I don't care if it's Republicans or Democrats. The only person that's going to make you successful is yourself. Not one of those two parties is going to make you successful. And yes, the Democrats are a bunch of hypocrites. I don't know how the Senate Majority Leader Harriet Reid can afford that. That plush palatial place he lives in Washington, D.C. I mean, they're all a bunch of hypocrites to me. But
dude, I'm with you, dude. Hey, the ones on the left and the ones on the right is, to me, I've given up on both sides, and I'm like, look, I know for sure if they talk about how they're going to take care of me, they're not. It's up to you. That's all. Anybody that gets tricked any more than that, would you agree with this?
I would agree,
dude. If you're disappointed, you're out of reality now.
Yeah, you got to get out of. Everybody has to get out of that circle of what people call a circle of concern and into a circle of control. Things you can do directly something about. Too many people spend too much time out there in things they can't do nothing about.
Yeah, I hear people talk about conspiracy theory and the Koch brothers and this. I mean, the only reason I watch the news anymore, Robert Wiseman said he doesn't even watch the news. Dude, the only reason I watch the news is to make the news. I guess you saw me on Cavuto yesterday, right?
I did.
I'm just trying to stay current so I can call Neil up and say, Neil, I got something to say.
If you don't have anything to say, the opposite of interesting is what?
You get to be a spectator.
Yeah, boring.
Yeah,
spectating,
exactly.
Watching a game.
Yeah, and you just wrote a book.
Yeah, I got a book called Person of Interest.
Yeah, do we have a copy? Can you grab a copy of Person of Interest? Unbelievable book. The book is this big, okay? Literally 35 pages.
Right. About 44 pages, 16,000 words.
Yeah, 16,000 words. That's an easy read right there. Person of Interest. How do you become a person of interest? Okay, I didn't plan on having Mr. Burt, Coach Burt, on the show today, but you can go to CoachBurt.com. This is the only place you can get this book, Person of Interest. Maybe I should stock 1,000 of them and sell them for you.
Exclusive.
And Person of Interest, great book about how to make yourself known in the marketplace. Like the guy that's going to go to San Francisco. The reason he hadn't made his move yet is because nobody taught him. When you get to San Francisco, dude, what are you going to say? Who are you going to be? How are you going to get attention? Because if you don't, you're one of 7, 8, 9, 10 million lost souls thinking that the government's going to take care of them.
Yeah, you're just out there in a sea of sameness. So there's never been a better time, in my opinion, to stand out versus fit in, because commoditization you talk about, pure saturation, is there's millions of people doing what you do.
Billions.
So you got to figure out some way.
I mean, we got UV calling us from India.
That's right.
But his phone don't work.
So if you don't stand out, if you don't attract people to you, then you spend all your time chasing. That's all your salespeople, that's all they do. They chase opportunity versus opportunity coming to you because you're the expert. You're the person that people cannot live without. Coach
Michael Burt is who you're listening to. You're on the Cardone Zone. My phone number, 305. These guys are going crazy on the board today. 305-865-8668. 305-865-8668. I got James from Tucson, a Democratic. Now, I'm going to tell you something, James, before you pivot up your question here, tee up. I bought apartments in Tucson for two reasons. I bought 2,000 units in Tucson, Arizona for two reasons. It was Democrat. Just so you guys understand, I'm not political. I actually went to where they vote Democratic. Okay, and number two reason I bought there, what was the second reason? Oh, yeah, because nobody else was going there. It was on the bottom of the list. Dude, nobody else would go to Tucson. I'm like, dude, the people are going to rent in Tucson. And the way that people vote there, because you guys are into this green thing, which I never understood. How can you have green things in the desert? That's a cactus. So I'm going to go there because they're going to prevent anybody from building there, and I'll be a good renter situation. It was actually a great investment. What's your question, James?
Well, first of all, before I say anything, my resume now says that you follow me on Twitter, so that is an honor. So that is one thing I use. So
dude, that's awesome. What's your Twitter handle?
James A. Jarrett, Jarrett.
Okay.
Well, the reason I called is I am going to make that big move. I'm going to move 90 miles up the road to Phoenix, and compete in a bigger market with more opportunity. As you well know, Tucson's a little bit smaller of a town. It kind of maxes out a little bit, and me and my wife decided that time for the big move.
Dude, big move 60 miles, man. Feels like it's like, oh my God.
It does.
They're going to eat us up over there in the big city.
Going to the fifth largest city in the country. Great auto industry.
Yep.
This is what I do. And,
it's a great car town, dude.
Huh?
Great. It's a great car town. Okay, very competitive.
Absolutely.
You're going to have a much better game there than you're going to have in Tucson.
Very excited about it.
Well, I'm excited for you. It's going to be great. I'm going to tell you something. Every move that I've made in my life, contrary to what people said, oh, it's hard, it's scary, it's tough, you wouldn't know. You fix like a damn post and a lighting like a stop sign.
I'm down here in Miami, right?
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are.
I'm coming down.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. I know. You know I'm just jacking with you, pushing on you, man. So every move that I have made, like spiritually, was so good for me because you know what? And it was good for my relationship with my wife because now we got to depend on each other. When we moved to Miami, every time we left the house, we were like, where are we going? I don't know, but hold my hand because I'm scared. I'm so scared. I need you. I'm looking for my 4-year-old like, please protect me out here. You know, it looks like a grocery store, but everybody talks Spanish. So, dude, you're going to go to Phoenix. You're going to be in the big city, but you know what? You're going to be fine. And then the next challenge is going to be, can you move from Phoenix to L.A.?
Well, we both know that that's not our last move, and that is the master plan. Because I honestly think to get into maybe to where I can own a dealership, own 2 or 3 dealerships, that's the move I have to make. So that's my 10-year plan.
Well, let me know if there's anything I can do to help. Since you're in the car business, check out what's our new package called, the automotive package. Okay, he's gonna pull it up.
You have Grand Cardone Live. I have that. You have your the automotive closes. I have that.
Yeah, this is not that package. This is how to make $250,000 a year in the auto.
I don't have that. I got to get that.
It's all MP3 download, so you can just download it to your phone. If you call my office, 310-777-0255, we'll get you the link to the package.
Thanks, we'll call Uber right now.
Thanks for calling in, and thank you for following me on Twitter, man. And you can follow this man at Coach Michael Burt on Twitter. Guy's got a lot of great data. Elias from Norway.
Hey, Grant.
Eli, is it Eli? Elias? Elias? What is it?
Elias.
Elias, what's up?
So yeah, I just started reading your book, Sell or Be Sold, and the 10X Rules. And can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you perfect.
Yeah,
I can hear you better than the guy from India.
That's almost the same distance.
Yeah, exactly, man. He must be on one of those make-do phones or something that the guy, you know, how does Jack Bauer always get a connection on 24? That's what I want to know. And how does his battery never run out, dude? Even in 24 hours, I need a charge. Go ahead, man.
Maybe he's got a suit or something that can charge his phone.
Something about TV.
So yeah, I just got a sales job applying the stuff that I've read from your books.
Good.
And I started working today, and I was just wondering, do you have any tips for a beginning salesperson? Because I've never done sales before, but I just really got inspired from watching your show.
Oh, dude,
especially young hustlers. So yeah.
Look, I mean, the best advice, and I'm gonna give it to Mike, Coach Bird here. The best advice I would give you is whatever the people around you are doing, just like literally, take that as an indication of what not to do.
Okay.
Just look for all the average. I mean, I remember I worked for a guy. I'm going to leave his name out of it. Guy was a brilliant genius. I mean, genius. As smart a person. I don't know what his IQ was, but fastest thinker I've ever stood in front of in my life. But I also looked at what didn't work in his life. I've learned as much from what he did incorrectly as an indication of how to kind of craft my career. And also some other speakers, the legendary guys that went in front of me that I'm like, wow, really admire that, don't want to do that. And some of the mistakes people have made, would you agree with that? I mean, what do you have to say about it?
Absolutely. I think the first thing I think of is something you say from time to time. Money follows attention.
Yeah.
Money follows activity. Money follows circulation. So if you're just starting off, the biggest thing you want to do is create a lot of activity, a lot of action. And then over a period of time, you start to figure this out, recalibrate. I like using 14 to 20 different strategies to get our phone to ring. I think 5 or less in today's market is just
crazy,
not enough.
Yeah.
14 to 20 active strategy, get you 4 primary, to secondary, and I mean just beat it as much as you can, and especially in the beginning till you start to recalibrate, see what works and what doesn't work.
Yeah, Coach Michael Burt's telling you not to be average. He's telling you 10x, in his case, 14x everything. Why you got to be always one-upping me, man?
14x, man.
Why you got to do that, man? God. Everybody trying to one-up me, man. Come on. So I don't know if that helps, man, but I'm going to tell you this, okay? Look, sales is a great industry with a bunch of average people. I've been doing this for 30 years talking to salespeople. I made a career out of being exceptional in sales, not because I was so good. It was because they were so average. I'm just like, I'm not going to do what they do. I'm going to be different. I'm going to be unique. I'm going to show up early. I'm going to stay late. I'm going to keep calling people when everybody says they're not a buyer. I'm going to keep calling them. When the finance department can't get them handled, I'm going to keep calling them back. I'm going to treat people that don't have money like they have $1 million. And I'm going to go out into the community, and the community's not going to come to me. And I made a lot of money in sales, and it gave me a confidence in myself to go out into the marketplace. Look at Dr. Dre, man. Dr. Dre is a salesman. He's a businessman. He is no longer a rapper. And I guarantee you, 99% of all the rappers out there are saying, wow, I want to be like Dre, a businessman.
Yeah, they're really entrepreneurs, and they got very special skill sets in certain things, but they go beyond one stream, one flow, one concept, and then they build these mega brands, and then they're buyers versus sellers, right?
Yeah, exactly. And you can learn about that in this book, Person of Interest. You go to CoachBurt.com. It's the only place in the world to get that book. CoachBurt.com is $20. You can get 10 of them for $100. Great book. I really appreciate you guys joining me. Thank you for stopping by. I hope I didn't put you on the spot by saying, come on in here. But you're so good, man.
Thank you, man.
You're so
Thank
good,
you.
and you're
Appreciate
pretty,
you.
too. You're pretty. Man, we talked about a lot today. Who do I have, Beige? I got Beige on the phone? We got Colors calling us. Talk to me, Beige.
Hey.
How you doing? From Mobile, Alabama?
Mobile, on the map.
What's going on, girl?
Nothing much. Hey, I got a quick question for you.
Can I just say one thing before you ask me the question? And you guys said that women don't follow me. I get more women callers every week than men. You know what? I think.
Hey, man, I'm following you all the time for the past year or two.
Because I think women are into the 10X thing.
They're into the 10X thing. I'm into the 20X thing.
I think women. Whoa. That sounds like toys to me. So women, you see, to me, I think women know, hey, you know what? I got to take care of myself. I think women have had enough experience over the last 20, 30, 40 years. I got to take care of myself. And I want a man, if I'm going to have a man in my life, I want a man that can take care of things, take care of business. Do you find that, is that attractive to you, intimidating to you, or what?
That is number one on my list.
Yeah.
Agreed. I'm a single mom. I take care of myself. I take care of my kids. And, you know, when I eventually partner up with someone, they've got to come with it.
Bring some freaking game, dog. So you don't care. What's the next thing on your list after game?
I'm sorry?
What's the next thing on your list in a man?
Oh, man. After hustle.
Hair or no hair?
Hair or no hair? That's the question.
Hair all the way.
Okay,
Oh,
okay.
man, come on,
okay, what
girl.
about, yeah, really. What about, but you'd let that go if he had a real game, huh?
Oh, sure.
Cheetah or Jaguar?
He's not going to take care of me. You know, him having hair or not.
Yeah.
It's not going to, you know, create some security.
Right. Okay, what's your question? Okay, I'm just being silly.
Yeah, no, it's cool. Hey, look, for like the past 4 years, I've been helping small business owners. I've got a marketing company here in Mobile. We basically help small businesses that are, you know, at the making like 5 figures a year. You know, we're taking them to 6. So basically, I'm trying to find out, is there a better way, is there an easier way to tap into another market and start chasing after some bigger bank without actually breaking my business model? You know,
that's a great question.
Small business is like those are the people I like to take care of. You know, but if there's a way to increase our margin and go after, you know, where's the money? That's the whole topic here.
Hey, the topic of this show is where is the money? Don't get lost in what the topic is today. It's where is the money? Okay, and your question, I can tell you. This is a question from somebody that's been an entrepreneur now for some time. She's saying, okay, I got this thing that works, but I want to go to the next place. Like my first 15 or 18 years of my career was taking care of the automobile business. How do I make the transition very difficult without dirtying up this pool over here that I'm working on, that I'm dependent on, that's been taking care of my family? Then how do I make this transition? Because when I started making my transition, Beige, we got colors calling us.
Absolutely.
Okay? When I started making the transition, what happened was these people actually got a little offended. Right. And when I start calling them mortgage bankers, if they see that I'm providing a product for car dealers, the mortgage brokers, they get all, you can't do that and this. And then there's all these people that think you can't write books about 2 or 3 or 4 things, couldn't be an expert on 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 things, can't even imagine being an expert on one thing, much less 6 or 7. So you got to be kind of careful about how do you make your transition. I think you probably have a different department. What is your idea on that?
You know, Beige, I wrote a blog once on 5 ways to penetrate a new market. So if you're trying to get into a new market.
Damn, why we keep getting back to the same topic, dude? Sex toys, penetration, 20X.
To go into a new market.
It's crazy.
Right?
It's crazy.
But if you'll tweet me at Michael Bird, I'll send you that article because I do.
He's going to tweet you.
I do think
a
there's
link.
You're
going to tweet her a link?
I'm going to tweet her a link.
Man,
if she's ready
God,
to go in and
I thought you were a straight up dude, man. Before Beige calls up, man, she's single. You start hitting on her right away. And she loves it. So, Beige, I think. Look, first of all, you got to hire. You're going to have to hire another department. You guys that are small business owners. You need to invest in people.
Right.
Okay, because you might have 2 departments. You might have your thing that you got to work here to keep those $50,000, $60,000 clients that want to go to 100, and then start having some specialists come in and say, "Hey, we're going to target a $500,000 client." Because I promise you, the problems are the same. The guy that wants to go from
I mean, I've got a second business. I actually bought out this company in February. The territory that we own goes from Louisiana all the way over to Northwest Florida. That is a market that we're actually working small businesses, but my advertising agency, we want to get out of the small business model and hit companies that actually are like mid-level and maybe even corporate.
Yeah, well, you want to get out of the smaller business and get into the small business. I mean, you're not, because small business can go up to hundreds of millions of dollars. It's a bit of a misnomer.
Sure.
Yeah, I think, you have the 10X rule. Have you read the 10X rule?
I've got them all.
Okay. Really maybe go back and look at that book, get the MP3 download where I start elaborating on each of the chapters and talk about how to expand. I talk about in there how I started growing my business out. I mean, I'm doing it with my real estate business right now. I just closed a $5 million deal in the same month. I closed a $32 million deal. They're completely different players, people, competition, loans. You got to be able to pay attention to the little deal, in order to pay any attention to the big deal. So I hope that helps. But I love your attitude about going for the money. Your takeaways today, folks, if you've been on the Cardone Zone, listen to me and Coach Michael Burt. Make money most important. You agree with that?
I do.
You like that idea, don't you?
I like it. I like it a lot.
They didn't teach you that at school, did they?
No, they did not.
Now, did your mama teach you that?
No.
Daddy teach you that?
No.
Your brother?
No.
No, but Uncle G did.
That's right.
Uncle G. Make money important, okay? I don't care what they tell you at church. Make money important. The next time the pastor says, hey, the chance you're not going to go to heaven if you're rich. Dude, I know people with broke ain't going to heaven, okay? They ain't. No way. I can see how they live 6 days of their life. Number 2, follow the money. Everybody hears that. You like that?
I do.
Follow. Where's it at? Where's it going? It's going to D.C. If you don't have any skills in D.C., if you're not willing to lie to people, maybe you don't want to go there. Find some other place. There's some money in Miami, huh?
Yes, there is.
Number 3, be nimble. That means I got to be willing to move. I have 3 million miles on my back. I've flown 3 million miles. My willingness to go where the action is and make myself known. This book, Person of Interest, I wish I had this 30 years ago, Coach Burt. CoachBurt.com, you can find it right there. Demand the dough. Dude, if money's not important to you, it will go spend its time with someone else. Money's a funny thing. It goes to the people. Nancy Pelosi obviously thinks money's important. That's why she's got $175 million. The J.D. Rockefellers, the one percenters, the Bill Gates, the Mark Zuckerbergers. That's the way I say it. Okay, that's the way I say it. Money must be important to him because that's why he's got billions of dollars. Dr. Dre, Must be important to him. Folks, you've been listening to the Cardone Zone. Check out, before you check out today, check out 10xseminar.com, 10xseminar.com, 10xseminar.com. I'm going to take you to Cancun, Mexico. You're going to spend 4 days with me and my friend Michael Burt and a bunch of entrepreneurs from all around the world that are interested in 4 things: 10x in their finances, 10x in their business, 10x in their brand, and 10x in their life. Still rooms available at $3.99 a night. I'm going to take care of your room, your food, your accommodations, your drinkies, and the data, the content. We'll figure out how to 10x your business for $3.99. 10xseminar.com. Look forward to seeing you there in June. Look forward to working with you, man. Thanks for stopping by today.
Thanks for having me. That's
okay.
great.
Be great, because nothing else pays. Let's face it.
I'm not conceited, I'm just convinced. Listen, I'm so modest, I can admit my own fault. And my only fault is I don't realize how great I really am.
Where my champions at? Where my champions? Dim the lights just to recreate the ambience. About to murder the stage, call an ambulance. Moment of silence, my